That is it. You present early. Good night. Wagwan. What's happening? 8:30 and did that. How you doing? How was your day? Come on, make sure I ever make one, baby. Oh, my bless her. Give me a second. Sir Mike. Hey, what's up? What's up? You vex with me for what? What you vex with me for? Hmm? What I do you? Oh, snowstorm, I go on. What me do? What me do, Sir Mike? What have I done to you? Mm. Me I said, let me share out something. Let me do some share out. Let me do some share out. You go beach and not invite me. And them invite me, my love. And them invite me. I got invited. So did you enjoy your trip? You go Buju Shore? But never seen no clippings with Buju Shore. Never seen no clippings. Oh, where you say fire? Very squam bad. Hey, man, I love berries, you know. Ja, no, I need to take up that ring light and plug it in because right just look kind of darkish. Hey, me say me love berries, me love berries, me love berries, me love berries. I know the man voice can sound different, you know. He might get up in a age, you know, and the man still sound the same, you know. Why am I taking me in acting the show? Marcia Griffith show. And it did nice, and I'm not even a whole heap of him, but trust me, it did turn up. It did turn up. Yeah, a little light. Boy, Virgo was fire too. Oh, Rami and Virgo. Eh, Rami and Virgo, did they find show too? Never know. Me no know. Me no see no little clippings yet. Nerissa, bless up yourself, sister. Me no see no little clippings. I bear at the show at all. Me no see no clippings yet. Me no see none. But I can just imagine. Oh my God, never have no company. Cause the person when did forgot and carry me. She never da bother go, but and Vivian did I go, yes, but we can't sleep out, so that never da go work. Cause she live a Mandeville. She never da go drive come a Portmore and then come back a Mandeville. So I don't know that it a go work out. And Mr. Mike now run them serious throat there. Hey, Mr. Mike now run them serious throat them I love. So me no know that did I go. I don't know how that did I go. So me just keep me king quiet, Call it a day. Oh, we must go look over TikTok and Vivian something. Vivian supposed. Let me just do one little clip from her, but I not much. Me drop me I say she, me not see the show. A she me I say. Never that really. She not really that show. The show. So I don't know. I try share this something from my Facebook, my Facebook, but me not see nowhere if you say post it. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Romaine always on fire. Yeah, man, Romaine a bad artist, man. Romaine Virgo a bad artist. Good evening, people. Good evening, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. How you doing? How you guys doing? Yes, guys, like up the live for me. Share up the live and thing, Alrighty. Yeah. I use my laptop tonight. All right, people. Yeah. Vicky, good night, Vicky. Wagwan. Wagwan girlfriend, you good? Well, you said the air is fire. Oh, the hair is fire. Oh, fire. I'm the hairstyle today. My short wig didn't want curl, so I just drawn the braid wig. The braid wig saved my life. Me ever wash the wig here, hot water it, and trim it up and put it up. Yeah, far. Yeah, I go put it up. Far. Now I'm barrel. That wig I go. This August I go make 3 years. Me have that wig here. It did work. The money, well, for money, my girlfriends I should pay for it. Yeah. So I like it. I love it all today. We get one per compliment. Every time I wear that, we get it's like I wear it for the first time. I don't know why. Yeah. Nuts. Long time. Happy New Year to you. Camille. Happy New Year to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, people. So we're not going with me. It's a snowstorm there. On the side. Some on the side, I should say. Snowstorm. Our snowstorm there. Wait, at New York? And a New York snowstorm there? all over. So I'm not cool. If I even a little tips of coolness over Jamaica. Oh, me not cool. Me not understand. Oh, me not cool. Me should have cool. If I even a little peace, a little bit of, you know, coolness. Cause today the sun out like fire. Boy, me say me getting our New Year's tragedy. Tragedy. Tragedy, yeah. Tragedy. I went Friday. Boy, we didn't want to talk about it. We don't even want to talk about it. Car accident, but we not talk about it. We not talk about it. We car mash up. Not talk about it. That's it. What I want of them thing there. I don't know. Me no know why me get that for a New Year's present. Me no know. And that's why I never come live Friday and Saturday and I'm just did. But we get over it now. hmm I am over it. I just one of them thing there, you know? I couldn't tell last I listen to the news. They know what going on the news. Next week you're going to feel it. Next week I feel the coolness. Well, whenever my mind, when I mind feeling it. With that 3 jeans jacket, we do a one. But I don't know a one there. I want them not have no sleeve. I can't find the other one. Or I have 2 more places left to look for it. No, 1 more place left to look for it. So I may have some thick winter something, man. Yeah. We can't dress for it, man. We're good. Because me not even have to, when the coldness come, I know I have to turn on the fan. Yeah, I'm a good. Mm-hmm. Man, look at coldness, man. When you say what Jesus for, Vicky? I don't understand. When you say what Jesus for? When you say maybe a cold. Country here is so cold. I can imagine Mandeville now. You know what I say? One time I said I want to live in Mandeville. Mandeville, what you call it? I always say I want to live there, but me say Mandeville boring. Me say by 8 o'clock everywhere locked down in a Mandeville. Oh, yeah, talk with the accident. Can't even bother. Until I can't do it, can't open. The way I mash up. We say 29. Why I can't wait to get look like coolness? Man, I lie. Even though when time to time cool to me have dry skin, me have to moisturize hard enough. Yeah. I could have day, the time could have hot like more me moisturize from head to toe 2 times a day. Because I have dry skin. I don't want to fall out in a patches. So when the time cold, me have to moisturize double. Because my skin itch me. When the time cool, the skin itch me. Yes, so I have to buy the good moisturizer. Then I have to mix them with Vaseline, papaya oil, any oil me catch, olive oil. Yeah, I make my own moisturizer. Yeah. Um, mix it out. Yeah, make my own moisturizer. One over something put Cetaphil. One other one, but that's something the name again. I always get it from buy a foreign. Remember when name was come in one tube or one jar. Wood. Yeah, I buy all of them and make my own. So, I know I have dry skin. Coolness. And if I have the fan on me in the night when I sleep, yeah, to make my body itch me if me not moisturize, I have to moisturize. But anyway, enough of that. So think the people, me say me there I listen to one video. Why the Muta Baruka conversation last night in Ati man. Oh my god. People, Muta Baruka raw, it make me get a yellow dollar sign. A yellow dollar sign, me get no ads. So I send it in to them. To make them review it. To make them know say me never that bash gay people and nothing at all. We were just having a conversation. Yeah. To make them make a human being. Because when I send it to you, you know, a human being will listen it. They get them get a literal human being, not AI. For really listen it. I don't know if them just a stick to AI now. But they make a real human being listen to it. We have a brain. Mm-hmm. And normally them just listen for words and just be a yellow dollar sign or a red dollar sign. Mm-hmm. But with Mutabaruka did raw, 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 raw. Jamaican talk, just Jamaican talk. Mm-hmm. So I know it's so unfair for we can say our bad word, even doing a bad word, never that cuss. Denary, good night, sweetie. Mwah. Even though the bad word never that cuss. But you know, why is it so unfair for us, you know, to speak our lingua, you know, use our lingua and talk, you know, use our patois. What is wrong with that? But it look like when YouTube don't understand and just pick out words and say yellow dollar sign for you. Yeah. But we send it in to them, so we're supposed to get an email for them tell me say it is suitable for ads or it is not suitable for ads. But the conversation was nice last night. Hmm. Conversation was very nice last night. Them not give me nothing there yet. Me not see no thing there yet. Let me send me the email yet. So people, this guy will live in Canada. More on the Canadian people, them tell me why I go on. This guy will live in Canada. Say Canada hard, Canada hard, Canada hard, Canada hard. I'm worried. But him say with them crime thing, it's okay and whatever. So let me list. Wait, let me come there. Oh my God. Mr. Mutabaruka was so graphic last night. So graphic. But it was okay. Oh shit. I was.
Hear yourself.
Yes, people. We shot my little thing there. Ah, that's it. You say me thirsty, see man? Cheese and crime. We just a drink water, so. Everywhere is hard, don't it? Lord of mercy. May I make una hear him?
So a lot of my friends and family, particular in Jamaica, asking me what is my experience being in Canada, because
Right
they want
here.
to make the transition. No, this video is not to discourage anybody from coming to Canada. If you feel like Canada is a place that you want to come and live and start your family,
Well, I want to.
feel
You know,
free.
nobody can
Don't let
discourage
this
nobody from
discourage
going
you.
away.
But I want to share the realities of Canada. I've been here for the
Even though
last
people say I'm
almost
place
6
hard,
years,
them
and
still not come back
Canada
now.
has been
Them stay.
it's different from after COVID. Canada has changed significantly in a number of areas, and I'll speak to some of the areas that I think Canada changed a lot in. When it comes on to taxes, Canada I think have one of the highest taxes in the world. So the more money you earn, the more tax you pay in Canada. It's like the higher you climb, is the higher the government take money out of your pay. So you're paying as I'm up to a
But in there, him say, but in America, in the US, them just say like, people will pay more money, pay less tax. I say, well, people pay more money, pay less tax. We work more money, we have more money, pay less tax. I'm not sure. We could have sworn me hear something like that, when they don't have them election
47%
time.
of your income in Canada that goes to
Oh,
tax. It's
not
very,
so.
very, very, very tax heavy in Canada. The other thing that I noticed in Canada is that after COVID, the price of food went right through the doors. Like literally, you can go to supermarket with 100 Canadian dollar and you come out back with absolutely nothing, just two, probably if you get 2 bags with $100, you get a lot. Food over the last 2 years, particularly 3 years, skyrocket high. The cost of living versus what you're getting for your pay, what you're getting for.
But $100. Him say 100 Canadian dollar. If you come out with 2 bag, you come out with enough. So me I check how much Jamaican dollar you get for 100 Canadian dollar. You have to go. If you go supermarket with that, how much money you probably get? In the US you might get too much. It all depends too. Remember. In the US you might get 15, some place 14 something, 13 something, for the bank them more expensive. So Canadian probably give you 110,000 something. And there's no way you can go. I don't know what 10,000 something can buy in the supermarket at Jamaica. So basically come like the same thing then, because at least him can get 2 bag. Yeah, 15, 1,005. Him can get Sharon Henry good night. Him can get 2 bag. I come out in a Canada supermarket with. Let me see how that's going to go Jamaica. For you carry 2 bag. Like the basic scandal bag out them that stay. For you carry 2 bag. You must have to go buy some, like say buy £5 of rice. Sugar, not sugar, because you don't need so much sugar. I buy £5 of sugar to rat it. That serve me 1 year. And I use sugar like that. So you buy £5. So you go buy £5 of flour. And just because of that little bit of money, they say £5 of flour. And rice. And probably 2 pound of Carmilla, whatever. And through them there, I go look big up, it I go full up 1 bag. So I just 3 something in that. And when I say £5 of rice and £5 of flour, I have counter flour and counter rice. The little when them tie out in a bag. I not talk no brand name rice. Alberta rice are the cheapest brand name rice. A £2 Alberta rice in a Jamaica is for, call it $400. At $380 plus tax. So call it $400 for £2. So we not now keep a Jamaica for that. This is somebody Some of the stuff on clearance, you mean in Canada, like, you mean like, when I say clearance, I mean like sale or so, some like so. You can't even go a price, there's no way you could have bright and out of order for go a price mart at Jamaica with 100 US or 100 Canadian. You could have bright and out of order, so. You could have presumptuous, so. Because and price mart is cheap to me. To me, price mart is cheap. Yes, they sell in a bigger portion. They sell in bigger portion, but it's way cheaper. I mean, extremely cheaper. It's just that they're selling a bigger portion. You understand? So unless you have one friend where you can make up with, and you go in there, you buy 6 beans, and you know, so probably I think about 600 or something that for that, or 7 something for that. You know, so you can share 3, and you know, you must have to do something like that. Almost something like that you have to do. Oh, lower the price. But to me, I the same because even over the news, our Jamaican news, me did I hear them I compare the price in New York with Jamaican things in the supermarket. And it's the same thing to me. It's the same thing. But me not know him, I say it hard and everything, but I'm quite sure him not come home. He must stay.
To buy for food,
How much you know about say he must stay?
ridiculous. The other thing is rent. Now, Canada have this. So before COVID, you could get a 2-bedroom for like 1,100 Canadian dollars,
Them say rent there,
$1,200.
Canada.
No, after COVID, the same apartment, the apartment that I live on, I got my apartment before COVID, so I got in a very comfortable rate for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, I have some friends who moved from Jamaica, and there were some vacancies on this apartment, and they live here, and they're paying $1,800 for the same 2-bedroom. And when they move, the landlord charging $2,200 for the same 2-bedroom. So rent in Canada,
$1,000.
it's very expensive.
Likewise, rent in
We need to
Jamaica.
talk about the healthcare. No, Canada have free
Let
healthcare
me go on a
because
little tip on rent in Jamaica, people. All right then, I'm going to use Portmore for example. I'm not even go uptown. Portmore. Maybe not everywhere in Portmore, but like I say, I wish I had rented a little cheaper in a Portmore. Probably like Waterford. Rent might little cheaper in a Waterford. Or like, you know, Southborough, Portsmouth. Rent might a little cheaper. Because you know, gunshot to fire them place there sometime. Yeah. So nobody not paying no for rent for listen to gunshot. Place went up for sale. We had to move. Then they rented it and double the price. But the one place rent in other rest of place of Portmore. And mark you, there's no more normal house building in Portmore. Portmore is full of gated community. The only place where you see the place them where keep rent. Me see Passage Food keep rent. Edgewater keep rent. We mean the rent turn up. Nah drop. Garvey Mead, Bridgeport, some places in Greater Portmore. The rent turn up same way. But for the older scheme, Edgewater rent will never drop. Edgewater just always have a standard in a rent. Passage Fort, Bridgeport, West Bay, Westport. Them places look kind of little. They're more expensive, and then the rest of the place them are pure gated community. One gated community depend the I-95 right now. Stoplight put up on road and everything, and almost finished. peer group. We don't know how we can come out of Portmore again because we need some overhead road. Because we don't know how the people are going to manage to come out of morning time for what traffic. Plus, all our people them, our Spanish Town people them, I drive through Portmore to catch a toll, run out of traffic. You understand the one them where I go town and Marcus Garvey road, the one that we are going to so have to come through Portmore. The one see all the time you go to road out there so from where we live. Traffic like trouble. But as me say, rent is very expensive because a quad in Portmore, a quad like a just one room, our one bedroom with a little living room, bathroom and a kitchenette. I go for like, I can tell you where they rent that for like 35,000. And remember, somebody I paid 35,000 like that. If the place knew the people them just to them thing there, it had dearer than that because one down the road from me, our 40,000 for the small side, a one bedroom, and the other side with the two bedroom and whatever is 60,000. Yes, just couple house from me, $60,000. Rent not cheap in Jamaica. I'm in a gone uptown, right in a Portmore with it. In America, rent is high because during COVID, tenants weren't paying rents, but landlords had to pay mortgage, so they hiked the price to make back what they lost. And trust me, I can't wrong them. Because business them I do. Good night, Brittany. Good night, Britannia. You understand? A business them I do, COVID kind of did mess up little things for we. Yeah. For everybody, a matter of fact, for all of us, COVID did kind of mess up little things. But, I don't know. To me, the hardship
Canada
there
have free
everywhere.
healthcare because they use the taxes that we pay to provide free healthcare. But when you go to the hospital, it's like it's no different from an underdeveloped country where you're waiting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, like literally waiting for 8 hours. You go to the hospital from 7 a.m.
Angela,
you're not
good
getting
night.
through, and I kid you not, you're not getting through until around maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. That's
All
when
right,
you actually
then.
get to see a doctor.
All right then. Tell me now, as long as you go to a hospital, I mean, so him say a lie, I tell her whatever, or what. But as long as you go to a hospital, you understand? Where, remember, say hospital, have people are running with whole heap of accident, because you have a part, accidental emergency, where emergency room here are always full. People are get gunshot, people are get stabbed up, people are meeting a car accident, people are making a freak, all kind of little accident, drop off a house stop, you name it. Them have to go to the hospital. So guess what happened at the hospital now? They're gonna have to look after those people first. Even though they say them have a little section where say accidental emergency, I still the same doctor them. I walk over this and I walk over there. So that's how it is all over the world with hospital. You know, go to hospital and miss people live in New York tell me say them go to hospital from at 6 o'clock in the morning and not get through till 5 o'clock in the evening. Them are going to run this a test, that the test, this a test, that the test. Them not just look after you and send you home. So it's going to take time. And remember, say doctors work in groups. You understand? You go to the hospital, they set a doctor, you look after you. There's one other one come ask you the same question. Them tell you, if you don't understand the system, you get annoyed. If you don't understand. You understand? And then there's one day that set a doctor come, and then by the time you have to do the test, them and whatever, you have to go have one final doctor now will come for say, what should they do? Heart test, ECG, this, that. Every one of them own division of labor where them take care of. So all of them, the doctor they have to go read that the report there to make sure say it's accurate, or if you have to admit or if you go to your yard or whatever. So it go. all over the world. But when did I say one at a time? Him I said the rich and the poor in a Canada have to go to hospital. They don't have private doctor. I didn't know it was like that. You have to go to hospital. So me never know that. You can't go private doctor. Everybody there have to go one place. I forgot hospital, and them say it take months over like 6 months to get I don't know where you have to get that's so you can get to go out, have a family doctor. The part you know me never know. The part you know kind of look backward to me. It depends on where you are to. I never had to wait at the urgent care that long, 2 to 3 hours tops. And 2 to 3 hours tops still, long, but I saw it go. Because some people might wait a little longer because they have a more complicated situation going on. You understand? So some people might wait 5, 6 hours. You understand? All overnight. The last time me carry my father go UWI, University Hospital. Them do heart test, them do echo test, them do AIDS test, them run some different blood tests, them do mostly spine tests. Yeah. Yeah, me have to sit down, you have to wait, them give him drip. You have to sit down them because I saw university hospital stay. Just like how you see them do it at foreign, them run all kind of tests, them just now let you go so. Them now just look by you, tell them something and them write one prescription and send you no, a private doctor do that. Them not doing that at the university hospital. Them are run all kind of tests. If you don't have no money to pay for all of it, you trust it. Yeah, you credit it. And they say you don't have no money, they will still do the test. And you pay at a later date. That's why some of them I come up beg, say them have to do this, do that. Sometimes I wonder, I know, sometimes at the hospital, them still like public and Spanish Town Hospital and so. We do little tests, yeah, everything free there, but they don't do every test there because sometimes you're not gonna get through. Kind of gonna tell you say people who are admitted in the hospital, the facility them full up and you can't get through and whatever. But you might get like a little X-ray, yes, and so. But you're not gonna get, everything. But that's why you go in the government, in a hospitals, you have to wait. That's how it go. Them have to run them tests, them not just send it out, so.
4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, that's when you actually get to see a doctor because there is a shortage in the healthcare workers.
Simple thing that, no
There is
such is nothing in it. A
there is
simple
no
thing that,
doctor.
that's how
You
it go.
can't go to a private doctor. You can't say, all right, you have your money, so you're gonna go to a private doctor. Canada not deal with
Exactly,
private doctor.
naturally it
The
will
rich,
take more
the poor,
time.
everybody
If you're
goes
well
to
sick, yeah.
one hospital. Furthermore, you can't even get a family doctor.
You did come
There's
ask for
a
Angela.
6 months
You
waiting
were
list
there
to even
earlier.
get a family doctor here in Canada. The other challenge with the reality of Canada is honestly Canada boring. Canada boring. There is
So Canada
nothing
boring.
to do. It's good when you have like your own community that you can have that level of culture. You have your Jamaican community, you have the other ethnic groups who have their community. Community is big. If you don't have a community in Canada, man, Canada is boring.
Them people.
To do. So I'm great.
So people who live in Canada. Canada is that boring? You don't have like, nothing fun to do in Canada. You just work and go home. You do have somewhere you can go, probably go watch a karaoke, go watch movie. I mean, I know him say Canada boring, but maybe I'm young. So, I don't know. I'm there in America, I'm there in Canada, 6 years. I'm living in Canada 6 years. And I don't know at what time, which year did he know that it was boring and it was hard and it was take long to get to see the doctor. So it wasn't boring at all when I lived there. I mean, I said, I don't know what him do for fun. So basically I say, if you do have a community, like different community with different cultures. You have Chinese, you have the Jamaicans, have a community. Boredom are gonna kill you. That's how I say basically. Boredom are gonna kill you if you don't have a community. So we never know say it is that boring. Even when I go to visit, there much to do. Well, I don't know where I look for still, but our producer there. Producer now come and work one time from what day, You can't bother with him.
So
I take where I'm
I'm grateful
post.
that here we form a nice little community where people can display culture, you can talk your language, you can cook your food, and you just feel Jamaican without that being present. Canada boring.
In other
So a lot
situation,
of
I
people
think he
just
need to
work in
speak for
Canada and
himself.
save their
No.
money so that they can travel to different countries. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. Like me, I can't stay 12 months in Canada. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Canada is still good in some instances where the crime and violence is not as bad. They have good gun laws, but overall,
Yeah, that
if
is a
you're not
crime
a
and
strong
violence
person,
in
if you
Canada.
don't have
It's
community
not
and you
bad.
don't have the support, Canada is very, very depressing. And I'm grateful to be
Depressing.
here, and I'm not discouraging anybody from coming. You can come and you may find it to be good.
You can't
The other
discourage
thing is
nobody
I
from
want to
traveling,
mention is that
Papa.
with this current
Not
government,
possible.
what they're doing, they're reversing a number of the immigration programs that they had for people to get easy access in Canada. So a lot of temporary residents, a lot of people going back to their countries. Trust me, if you do the research right now, a lot of people going back to their countries because people just cannot afford to live in Canada anymore, or the government make it so difficult for persons now to obtain permanent residence in this country. But I'm still grateful to be here, but I just wish things will change soon. That's just my reality of Canada.
That's his reality of Canada. Well, to each his own. We can't beat him up in reality. Yeah, he need to be on this topic. We need some highlight from him on this topic. Watch ya. All right then, producer, same soon come. Cause today producer, we're sitting here, sitting celebration. Remember, did I tell you about it? I can't call the word. Kwanzaa. I can't call the word. Kwanza. Can't write it, call it. I can't, but then I move to bite my tongue now. Come here, eat. I don't want to take blade. Kwan. So Probably the K silent then. Wanza. A Wanza. Because the K half is silent. Or Kwanzaa. I don't know. Can't go no more. It is true that Canada Prime Minister stepped down. Why am I say the Prime Minister kinda I make it look hard for evil people get them permanent residency in a Canada? It's like it's extremely difficult. You understand? But did hear even well look boy name where Auntie Daniel send go Canada go study. What a country the name again? Where now why I'm have the name there. You remember her name? Sitting under the Miller. Rah. Lord have mercy. We can't remember her boy name. I'm my child. I don't know. Even during winter, I used to have fun. Maybe the speaker lives in an area where the Caribbean community is non-existent. Yeah, because remember, same have to depend on communities to enjoy himself. So I don't know if it's maybe where he lives. You understand? Kind of him have to depend on communities. You know, with different cultures. You know, to enjoy himself. Oh, perfect. The first time was when I say Wanza. And that means say Wanza. Yeah, Angela, but oh, Sim Richa. My phone at work. Come give me some. You that ear with, right? You that ear with EP? What we that talk about? The guy I say, Canada. He me that tell we give a little synapse on Canada. Say tax high. Him say tax high in a Canada, 47%. You pay upon income tax. He must say $100 can't even give you 2 bags of grocery good. Him say rent very high after COVID. Rent get sky high. Him say healthcare. You have to go into the hospital and wait long hours before you get through because you can't get a family doctor that easy. You have to wait like 6 months, 5, 6 months to get a family doctor. Whether you're rich or you're poor, you have to go to hospital. I like that part they do. I like the part there. But then we can speak for in Jamaica. In Jamaica, private doctor, you draw your body pan long bench, same way, my love. No difference. Draw your body pan long bench, same way. And then the middle say now say, him say the gun laws not bad. You know, crime not bad. Yeah. And him say a lot of people going back to their country, you know, because it's difficult to get access in Canada. You know, it kind of little difficult, you know, if you say, you know, you're permanently living in Canada, yeah, him say it's a little task. So, give me some highlight on it now, Sir P, DP. Just tell everybody good night now instead of call out everybody name one when you go down. Just say my beautiful ladies, good night. Because if you miss out somebody, I'm sorry for you, you know. White people, some of them don't really want to mix with others. Well, then thanks a long time. Nothing new. Yeah, it's good to have a community. Yes, you know, living into a foreign country. Most definitely, it's good to have a foreign a community. Yeah, it's good to have a community. Living in a foreign country, yeah. You know, worse like Canada, cause Canada not speak French to them, say. Or a part of Canada speak French, I don't know. People misunderstand. Come from. I should laptop is so far from me. Put it look far, me now my face looks so big in it. Mm-hmm. My phone are going now. My phone are go. My phone are take long to load up. Why me not know? Real long. Listen now. People misunderstand the powers of the Prime Minister or President. They do not control certain laws. You mention residency. Parliament or Congress retains board power to regulate immigration. So it have a little difficult then for people just the same. DPIU, we are waiting to come give you a little highlight on all the Canadian. If everything what the guys say accurate, come give you a little thing now. Come explain to it how it go and tell me about your Wanza something briefly for like a 2 minutes. Good night.
So,
Me say good night. How you mean who me answer so?
So you say you fire me.
Yeah. You've been absent from work for so long.
Busy lady. So yell up all the beautiful people in the chat. Yes, and as I said, when I mention name in a trouble, so big up everybody. Is that good enough for you? Yeah. So
Very
2
much
minutes quickly. Yes, today we celebrate. So we celebrate the treaty that was signed between my ancestors and the British. 1739. So the treaty was actually signed March 31st during the time of the Maroon Wars, and the celebration is January 6th. But throughout history and prior to that, the January 6th Kwanzaa celebration is from Africa, because at the end of the day, we are all rooted in Africa. No matter where we are from, as long as we have the genome of the African descent, and as I say, history, it is what it is, right? The ancestral street. So we have to big up ourselves. We have to live. Some people don't. I do. It's a tradition, and I've been following it when I was old enough to know about it. I lived to the tradition.
I never know nothing about it, you know. I think them here come and talk about it. Queen Africa and thing. I know me like a nips, like a. But it just never prick an interest, you know. Me just never interested.
Yeah, but fair enough. Well, people need to understand that before the English started their slave trade, the Spaniards were the one who brought slaves to Jamaica, right? And in 1655, when the British invaded the island and took it from the Spaniards.
Guess what, Val? One set the producer. Guess what we do? We're going to continue to talk about the Canadian something first, and then we end it with this. No, because I want to hear about that. I mean, I want it kind of little.
No, and I was going to touch the Canadian thing. So, okay. So, if you notice in the comment, Deanery was talking about the procedures. So here's what I'm saying. There's some things the guy said has validity to it. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it depends on where you live.
Yeah.
So, okay, yes. During COVID, somehow during and after COVID, rent skyrocketed. It's like it's just unbelievable. So a 1 bedroom currently
in Toronto with your own kitchen, bathroom, and living room, you're looking at 1,900, even 2,000, so depending on where, sometimes even more for a one bedroom. It was never like that. You understand? A two bedroom running 2,500. So what is happening now? People are trying to do things together. So he's right about that. Anyone who lives here knows that the rent is so inflated, it's ridiculous. No, hospitals.
One sec, the Durval. So you must say, so me I say if I say after COVID, so because nobody never used to pay rent, the people there, the landlord, they know a lot of persons lose their job, can't go to work, people dead, all kind of shit now. But then dead people can't meet parents. So take out that.
I think to Bamba, in all fairness, sorry to butt in. I think to on Camille, good night in the chat. Good night, Camille. I think with some situations, I think as it relates to the landlords, it's greed. I think it's greed because listen, and Deanery knows this, on most of the apartment buildings, they have subsidized housing. Understand? And even you can before that, and it still exists, but it's hard for you. You have what is called rent gear to income. So say I'm an earner of $600 a week, $500 a week, and I have two kids, a wife and two kids, etc. Are single. It doesn't matter. You apply for rent, and they look at your family. They look at the number of people in the family, and as it pertains to convenience, right? Unlike someone who is on what we would call welfare, because nothing is wrong with welfare. And this is what people need to block their mind from, because if you live in Canada or live in the States and you work hard, you've been working for 10, 12, 15 years, circumstances reach you that your unemployment is exhausted, how are you going to live? So, this is another
It's just that it's difficult in Jamaica. It's just that it's difficult in Jamaica, where we call it food stamp, because
yes,
them something there, what am I going to give you? I don't know. I don't have a clue still, but I just say probably $5,000.
So,
what that can do? It can't even buy toiletries. How much one case of tissue? 2,000. You can call.
Yeah, so years ago, when for example, when people, mothers, especially single mothers, they have 3, 4 kids or even one child, they apply, they would get, you have people right now to where they're paying like a one bedroom, if it's subsidized, they're paying like 500 depending on your situation. Because I have male friends who are retired and he has a bachelor and he's only paying $425. So it's called subsidized housing. You understand? Now, as it relates to healthcare, well, I never work in a hospital, but I work in the community and I work in the nursing home. The only issue I have with that, what he said, is that the people in the community, they're provided for with care. So you have visitations. I used to have some gentlemen that I looked after, and there's some that I go to. I go to one set Tuesday, and I do one another set Wednesday, another set Friday. I didn't take it on full time because I was working in a nursing home there. So some of what he says is true, but he might not understand that for those people that live by themselves, as in the elderly, they do provide home care for them. Because you have people that might have catheters with an indwelling, or just condom catheter. It doesn't matter, because I've dealt with all those, like to clean them, make sure, check certain time of the day, make sure so they're not overweight, stuff like that. So healthcare is provided. Now, if one says about weight in the hospital, there is some truth to that, but not all truth. It depends too on the situation with the hospitals, because just remember, there's a nursing shortage as I speak in Canada right now. There's always a nursing shortage. So what they're doing now, there's a huge recruitment of PSWs. But those in the chat, what is PSW? They're about personal support workers. It's like CNAs, they would say, like, you understand? So what happened is that after one is a PSW, you can bridge. You can be an RPN, and you can bridge straight to you can go for RN. So if you're a PSW, you can go to classes part-time, or work, as in, you work 2 days a week, stuff like that. So there is a nursing shortage. There is a shortage, a crisis, they would say, because it is a reality. But providing the hospital care, there are hospitals, every community, major community you live in, there's a hospital close by. I think the only, because if you live in Ajax, there is one in Ajax, and the one in Ajax supplies Whitby and Bowmanville, Oshawa. There are hospitals. There's a hospital in Oshawa. So most of the cities, Bamba, not to talk about Toronto, there are hospitals all over. Yes, there's a shortage. You do get care, and yes, the wait time.
But whether or not, DP, a doctor once told me, I'm see it for myself. Him say in ER like a hospital. Him say I just saw it go. You just have to wait. Him say not care which fancy country you live.
I was just gonna say that.
It's just like that. It doesn't matter, because what a hospital does, a hospital is gonna run all kind of tests on it. Them don't just like you go to the private and them don't just you tell them your problem and them just give one prescription and send you home.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just a waiting process. Nonetheless.
The reality is, I worked in the system. I worked in the system for years. And you see, the thing is, that's what I tell people is that you have what is called, and everybody in here knows this. You have burnout when it comes to work. So some people, like I did, I changed career multiple times. I chose that because for me, I don't stagnate myself with one thing. I get burned out. You understand? I love activity. You understand? And then too, it also depends because, I mean, when I was working in the community, even the higher to do the clients, I was doing it by myself and I'm pushing it all over the place and you have to know what you're doing, right? So what he said about healthcare, there is some truth and there is some things to it that he could have looked at it a different way.
So what about the private doctor? I'm saying you have to wait like 5-6 months to get a family doctor.
Okay, that is true, and I'll tell you why. Because the exhaustion of the system. There are not very many doctors. And friends, listen to me and say something. So if you were a doctor in India and you come to Canada, you can't just go into the medical field. You understand? And I know even nurses that were in Jamaica that came to Canada, they send them to write the test. Because here's the sad thing about it. Canada is a part of the British Commonwealth. Australia, New Zealand, Jamaica, quite a few countries that are still a part of the Commonwealth. And you would expect that the career that you have or the standards that you have, you say go to Canada or Australia or any Commonwealth country and it applies. The only place you go that they would like, and I'm thinking and I stand corrected, is England. Because I have friends who, certain things with them, they went to England, they were okay. Here in Canada, they tell you have to go back to school. That might frustrate people. So yes, and a lot of doctors have retired too.
I mean, like say, when them say go back to school, I mean like you're in your country and you do 6 years in the medical field, you're going to do another 6 years?
No, well, this is what I'm saying. There are areas that they would they test you or do whatever they have to do. You have people that were medical practitioners in their country and they came to Canada and whatever they had to do, they did it for them to be accepted within the environment. But what they need also to understand about is that you can't tell a person what to do in their country, but they're going to tell you to go back in some form of training or they test themselves, whatever it is they have to do. I stand corrected. I always
because the US not do that too.
Someone to say I was a nurse, because I know people who were nurses in Jamaica. They came here and they sent them to do a test, and they were fine. They did, and some people struggled, so they go back. They came to Canada, went as PSWs, or they just go straight into college and or university. Because because it's a bachelor you need for nursing. Say you go to Humber College. Humber College teaches the bachelor program, but the bachelor program they teach is through the University of New Brunswick. So most of the colleges, they have the university program that's aligned to a university. This is what people don't understand. So sometimes when people say going back to school, it's not like, you are doing the same bachelor nursing program, but they just want to see how much you know and your advancement. That's all it is. So yes, there is a doctor crisis, because when you apply for a doctor, unfortunately, with some culture, you have to, some people, I don't know if it's their biases, because my family doctor that I had, he stopped practicing, and the doctor that I have now, unfortunately, it's not my fun, and I have a right to say that, that's my choice, but I have to work with the program until I find someone that is okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because that's just the way it is. You know, if you go walk into a clinic, they're gonna ask you a family doctor name. Not that you have to have one, but they recommend that you have a family doctor. But you might not be happy with all your doctor's
Then
choices.
what? Then what if you cannot afford a
Specialists.
family doctor?
Yeah?
What if you cannot afford a family doctor?
Here in Canada, you as long as you can get a doctor, you'll get a doctor. You're not paying out of your pocket.
Okay,
You're paying into healthcare.
Okay.
If you're working, you're paying into healthcare. So people say healthcare is free. Technically, it's not free because your deductions are made from your pay, whether you pay bi-weekly, weekly, or monthly. You're paying for it, but it's just to find a family doctor. Most things you do, MRIs you don't pay for out of your pocket, but you pay for it. Some dental related stuff. Now the Prime Minister was trying to make it okay for people to get, but again, everything has loopholes. Because if you're in the struggling side and you go to a government caseworker, or if you're in certain departments, they will make provisions for you. But one thing I know, there are more people now going to the food banks than before. And again, too, there is no shame in the game. If you're going through hard financial times, or because you have to remember, you can be a 100,000 figure worker. You're driving down the street, you have an accident. Think about this for a minute. You're in an accident, you're a 100K or 200K worker, unless you have some money stashed away. You have an accident, you're waiting. You might eventually you might end up going on unemployment. The unemployment is exhausted, and your insurance is going through a claim. Now, if you have no money in the bank, or you have exhausted all your funds, and you have exhausted your unemployment, how are you going to eat? I mean, not everybody is nice enough that if you call them and say, listen, bring me some groceries or help me this way or that way, they're going to, some people, they don't keep secrets. So they're going to say, oh, me have to give him food and me have to give this. And so going to the food bank, it's okay. There's no shame in the game. You understand? It's just the way people are. Think that, oh, boy, if I go to a food bank, I'll miss somebody there. No. These are the things that a lot of people don't know. So yes, there's a shortage of family doctors, as in a waiting period. No. Another thing that takes a while for you to get is MRIs. So if you are instructed to get an MRI on a date, get it done. Because if you cancel, you might end up waiting a year or less, or 6, 7, 8 months or a year. That's the only thing, because it is what it is. You understand? So, but one thing I know, everywhere you turn back, you see a clinic here I live in metropolitan Toronto. In my vicinity alone, there's like 3, 4 clinics. You need a blood work done or something, or you have a cough or whatever, or something pop up, there's a clinic right there that
All right,
go to
then.
the clinic.
So what about the thing that how you find the taxes now?
The taxes is high. But there's benefits to the tax. So this should go back to what I said to you before. So if you don't go to a doctor and pay, the ladies don't have to pay to have a pap smear or other tests done. Only some things are but if you have an appointment.
So when a lady do a pap smear and them something, how long does it take to get back the result?
Take very quickly. Quickly. And I'm telling you, because I have friends who mammograms and pap smear, it doesn't take long.
Because in Jamaica, if you do a pap smear, at the clinic, you might wait 1 year for the result.
Well,
but guess what? The good thing about it? The good thing about it, what you can do the pap smear at the clinic, and then you take it to the lab, and then you pay. So you will get it back a little quicker.
Nerissa made a valid point, and yes, it's true. So subsidized housing takes long. Sometimes depending, because unfortunately, these ladies don't come for me. The system is not sympathetic towards men. So if you're a single man and you apply for a place with subsidized housing,
what is subsidized house? Remember, I don't live in Canada. Explain to me what is subsidized house. Remember, I don't live in Canada.
Okay. Yes, that's right. So let me break it down simple. Say me I earn $800 a month. Just to make it simple.
Yes,
People who want a place where they can't afford it. Large, we are talk, regular talk now. Me apply for housing. They will look at what I'm getting as for my pay monthly or whatever, what I earn for the month, and my apartment or what I'm looking for is based off the money I make. Because remember, you're thinking of, are you gonna present everything to them? And if you take the bus, they're looking at bus fare, they're looking at food, clothing. You understand stuff like that. So this is it. This is how you get subsidized housing. They look at your needs. If you're a mother with a boy and a girl as a single mom, most times they try to give you a 3-bedroom. What I know then from the 90s, that I know people, because they like that boys have a room by themselves, girls have a room by themselves.
So subsidized houses are considered like you have to be extremely poor to get those houses.
You have to go what?
You have to be like extremely you have to like earning
no.
minimum wage or lower.
No, anybody can get subsidized housing.
Okay.
Anybody. People used to think it's people on welfare or so. And again, because I always reiterate and try to say that welfare doesn't mean that you've never ever worked. People seek assistance because they need it. The need is there. But some people.
Oh, and I like in a Jamaica shame in a game.
Go ahead.
Because in a Jamaica shame in a game. If you forget one thing, the house of Jamaica, like one house, look at board house them where them that make for them. They do poor relief house or whatever them call them, I don't know. You would have to have like a thing there. You have to have the land to put the house. And it's only because it's the Catholic Church giving it, the Catholics, Father Olang, giving people houses. You have to have a land because I remember saying they're not government. So you have to own you have to have a land, so get a land to lease something. Somebody give permission, but it have to be on paper, you understand? Or so.
Yeah.
For you to get like a house. But with the government now, I don't know how that go because I don't know for somebody get something like that, you have to have some farmer links. Or you come over TV now on deplorable condition and you get it. And but that's so.
That's it.
You can go ahead.
No, it's okay, yes, sorry. Yeah, but that's the sad thing about it. But this is why it's good for you to have your MP. And what I respect here is that you see your MPs, as it relates to the provincial MPs that represent you, trust me.
You mean in Jamaica?
And you can go there and pressure them. You can walk into their office and say, listen, I have 2, 3 kids, 1 child.
Where you talking? In Jamaica?
No, I'm a kid.
We're talking in Canada?
Go ahead. What was that?
No, I'm saying if you are referring to Canada.
Yes, I'm talking Canada. Then Wales, we're talking.
Yeah. No, to me, did I say something? I don't know if you'd extend from what me I say.
Because but when I try to do, now. You're the host, so I don't want to cut you off because I don't want to get frustrated with you.
You never cut me. You never cut me off. You hear me every time I chip in.
So what you do is you go to the politician. You live in an environment that you're uncomfortable. You go to your MP and they do help you. They fast track the process. They fast track it. So it's not problem. There are lots of apartment buildings sitting with no one in them because people cannot afford. The other day I was down Dufferin Mall. Okay, you never know Dufferin.
Good night, Larry.
Anywhere
welcome to the live.
And I went to Dufferin Mall and there's
like and share, please. Now we're saying good night to Larry.
Yeah, and there's a park at Dufferin Mall. I was shocked to see the amount of people that were camped out in the park on the tents because they can't afford the rent. One sec,
the DP. Well, you say me never discuss the Amber Sheila Anthony skit. Me did say me I discuss it Sheila Anthony Amber skit. Only thing me can't wait for Amber to find out say because Amber thinks she ain't not yet. Wait till we just realize that the baby have a blouse and skirt our husband baby. And wait till I say Sheila and her blouse and skirt. I not again. Sheila they have a business. Sheila just I'll tell Tamira say Look here, me and Amber share the same man. She not even hide it. And biscuit hat. Go on, DP. But now I bet Larry take me over with it.
No, man, that's what now I said you're the host. You're free to.
Yes, I know Amber is a good person, Larry. She is a good person. But me say she no hear nothing yet. Wait now because Amber going suck him dry and him a go broke. And then she go want back Mike and she find out say Sunday there with Mike. What a piece of bangaram. What can go so? Lord of mercy. We need to watch country we and spit people. It's nice. Go ahead, DP.
And going down. So, no, he was talking about entertainment. I don't know where Canada he is, but me know.
Yeah, he say Canada boring.
Go ahead.
He say Canada boring.
I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he is.
Country maybe.
If you live at home, go ahead.
No, me say must live a country.
That's why I say I don't know where he lives because I can't speak for say Calgary or Edmonton or Winnipeg or Saskatoon. I can't speak about those places. But I mean, I've been to Windsor. Windsor is lively. I mean, I only passed through like London a couple of times. I've been to Cambridge. I've been to Kitchener. Yeah, not to talk about metropolitan Toronto. At night today, on Monday night, and if you go to Scarborough, every all kind of place open. Tuesday night, there's a place on Eglinton and Brimley. Dinner might go to a place where they have karaoke. When I heard the karaoke comments, that's foolish.
Come in here, so you go to all the while there, Val. A boat rider here to your party and this, that. Come in and see with the video them and sitting. Some don't understand him not know no way.
That's why I say I don't know where he is. Not to talk about West Finch. Because me have a friend, we have a place where tonight, trust me, right back to Sunday. And then every Wednesday night, when our next guy we know him a fish fry, and a couple other places I go on. You have Liz who used to have with people and she do have everything I go on. I mean, like everybody, I would call name is just not to say anything, it's just at these places. Anyway, and not to talk about downtown Toronto. Winter or no winter, you have a friend, we know this guy with DJ around 1 hours and it start like 1 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock. So if you're a late goer, you understand? And just like Jamaica, people, when me go party, if me go on party, me not left me house till 11:30, 12 o'clock. You understand?
Just like jam down.
DJ warm up and just like Jamaica see me.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't know where he is. And not to talk about Scarborough. He live in a metropolitan Toronto. I'm here to say, because even when you go Scarborough, the amount of place for that, you can't go Scarborough on a Saturday night or a Friday night, that's much place there can. Everybody having something going. And there are flyers all the time. If you go to a party, all 10, 12 different people advertise events. And every week something going on. So as I said, I don't know where it is. So boredom, I don't see it. And then again, I stand corrected, but I don't know where it is. And I can attest to that. I've never been out west, so I don't know what the Calgary is like, what the nightlife is like, and stuff like that, and certain other places. I heard Vancouver is very lively, which you would expect because Vancouver is on the Pacific side, right? And it's warmer, as in compared to Calgary, Edmonton, or even Toronto, because right now tonight is minus 13, minus 14 outside. You understand? So it is cold. And all when it's cold, people are going to see up there. You wear your jacket and you go party. So that I can say. So some stuff he says, I would say it's a 60-40, and some stuff I would say it's a 70-30. For some stuff that he says. So healthcare, yes, there's an issue. Getting a doctor, yes, it's a long wait period. MRIs, yes, long wait period. But you just mentioned about UE. You can go to any hospital and go in there and say, I'm having, would I just simplify that one? And say you're having a diarrhea or something, right? They're going to run all kind of tests.
Exactly.
So, yes, the wait time might be long, but they do the same thing that they would do in Jamaica, because you can't walk in and say you're having a loose bowel, go to the washroom. Because remember, you're going to get dehydrated. And there are many other things that can be going on. What if there's a bacterial infection?
Exactly. They have to find out the cause. Yeah. So that me
So,
know
so,
that
so
that me know that me just say that's all over the world. Yeah.
yeah, I see a comment from Nerissa, and okay, so when it comes to being sympathetic towards immigrants, so that's a good point you made. So listen to this one, though, Nerissa. So here in Toronto, a lot of refugees from Syria and other countries, they even get placed faster than people who we know they are who put them name down to get that bedroom. I swear to you, and I get more money too. It's like they just get, they just, they, and they, I mean, like they're just on the system because they're refugees, right? So they try to make, adequate living for them. A refugee would just step off the plane and they put them at a hotel to stay. Maybe they stay there for a month or two, and by the third month, the fourth, fifth, sixth month, them get placed. Because I know a bit of how it works. I have friends who work in
One step
system,
there,
people
Val.
like that.
Nerissa was saying, they was saying Pops may come me that tell us say you have to wait almost 1 year to get a result. Not private, I mean at the clinic. Yeah, at the clinic. It's very long. At the clinic. Yeah, very, very long. So but if you do private, by couple days time you get it. Yeah, couple days.
I hear
And it's not
people, the
expensive
ladies, they
either.
don't do them at the
It's
clinic, so
$4,000 at the art to go at the art trust to get it done. $4,000. I just pay $1,000 with my health insurance. Yeah, go ahead, DP.
yeah. So as I said, some things he's right with, but then when it comes to party like that, I not agree with him on. Unless he lives at somewhere where the nightlife is just ridiculous. And look
Yeah.
here, even because you go back and forth, you were talking about it like with Mandeville. Back when I lived in Jamaica, I remember in the 80s I used to go party at Mandeville, and it used to go on nice, but it's just that after a while everything locked down. So I don't know how it was after that. The party at Santa Cruz, and then there's some Santa Cruz for party and like 4 different places at one. And up to 2015 when I was there.
Vivian, tell me in Mandeville. In Mandeville, the place it kind of like a boring lockdown. Cause I'm mostly return residents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then again,
That's why I have to come all the way
some
in a
areas,
Kingston come party.
in some areas people lock them down early too.
She said the
You know,
supermarket
as
lock
I said,
early.
that gentleman. Go ahead.
She said the supermarket lock early. But 8 o'clock supermarket lock. At least we have supermarket open up more till 9 o'clock. And 10 o'clock on weekends. Friday and Saturday. I know sometimes you work later, you might want a bread.
The thing about it is you have places here that open 24 hours.
Yeah, but
You have
those
some
are more expensive. I know places will open later. Yeah, it are more expensive because you have to pay for the people that have them light and salon.
Yeah, of course. Shoppers Drug Mart do have them sales sometimes, but Shoppers Drug Mart stuff is expensive. But
I know I don't like to buy like
Okay.
like buns and bread and biscuit at those places. I don't think it's that fresh. Yeah.
Shoppers Drug Mart sell a lot of stuff that you would get at some stuff that you would get in the supermarket. Say a loaf of bread. If say you go to No Frills or Food Basics and you buy a loaf of bread, a sliced bread for like just throwing it out there, $2.50 or $2.39. If you go to the Shoppers, you might have to pay $3.99 or maybe even $4.
Yeah.
So as I say, yes, it's correct, right? So you have to pay for more.
More
And strange
expensive.
enough.
And I don't
It's
think
not
the things
everywhere.
that fresh.
Go ahead.
I don't think the things are that fresh. It's like in Jamaica here. I will not you're desperate. I want a bread. I will never buy bread at one of them gas station in the daily where them call them. When I look a place them when them sell stuff. We never buy a bread in there. We never buy bread at shop. We buy bread strictly in supermarket. If me buy bread round our shop round the road from me, it's a big shop, yes. Them call it wholesale, but it's no wholesale. A shop. And them not cheap. But if I buy a bread there, me have to know so like I told them get bread. You understand? Yeah. A 7 days of bread have. 7 days. Me on a 5 days, on a 4 days, on a 3 days. If me take a 6 days bread, It have to be like a shorty bread. But we know I got done quick. Because me, Mike and Cody and Mali, I got eat it. And I got done quick. But if me I go buy like my big loaf of bread them, I buy no 5 days, 6 days bread. It have to be 7 days. That for fresh. So me buy bread only at supermarket.
So you don't buy your bread and put them on the fridge?
No. I don't want a cold bread for it.
You toast it or warm it up or make
Yeah, but I don't all while I want toast bread.
If I see like Food Basics have bread and there's on sale, I'll pick up 2 or 3 loaves and we have
Then bread can go on sale and bread life so short.
Bread, the slice hard bread anyway. So.
You never see bread on sale in Jamaica yet. Bread sell fast in Jamaica like wow. Bread sell fast in Jamaica, you know. You can't go in a supermarket on a Sunday evening and get a bread, you know, so easy, you know. One thing with bread truck.
Like 100 or more suppliers.
Yeah. One thing with National, especially National come a supermarket every single day. The supermarket that I shop every single day. So that's why I only buy bread in supermarket. Everything me buy me watch the date. And anything me I buy me go at the back at the shelf because them put the fresher thing at the back. And pick up. So that means the bread pan sale at Jamaica, wow. That means something. Never seen in my life.
And they have sales all the time, you know, on different every item, every consumer good. That's the word.
Then them bread they not go steal.
Yeah.
Them bread they not go steal at the heat are gonna start show and look green.
In the fridge. Remember, you can use the bread for different things, baking or whatever. But I put it on the fridge, and if the
I mean, I do them something there.
I toast, and I love French toast.
Well,
so I'll dip the
French toast, you have to put the sweet syrup on it. I might alone eat that.
What?
French toast, you know, because you might put the syrup on it and some. I don't want that too sweet. Yeah, me toast my bread, yes, but I know. Could eat bread too and Malika, if me make a sandwich, me I go make one for them too. So my bread done quick. So you don't need to go up on the fridge.
The only thing I'm not a fan of is jam. I don't like jam. When I was small growing up, I never liked jam. Peanut butter, now and again, but I don't like jam.
Might not eat peanut butter without jam, my love.
Never have that acquired taste for jam. I don't like jam. You know, to each his own. Different thing. But I like jam at all because for especially guava jam, it really
the amount of jam buckle. If me did to save them and peanut butter buckle. I think God. Never see somebody love peanut butter so. Me eat peanut butter, you know, but guess how? Me have the jar of peanut butter in my hand with a spoon. And something like
hey, see, somebody not in the chat tell about Black River. That is so. Hey, listen, as all my family come from St. Elizabeth, I'm going to tell you, say, I go to Black River one time about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Black River used to close by 4 or 5. No vehicle, everyone gone home. We can't manage them, they live in them love. I have them DNA there. Yes, more in my house because I don't hang out on the road. You understand? I stand up a street corner. You know? I passed them the life they from in the ghetto 31 years ago. I don't really hang out the road. You understand? But we go out. We couldn't manage that. 4 or 5 o'clock, where sun still at. Everything locked down.
That's why them say you used to have so much babies making our garden.
Exactly, because people them not have nothing to do there, Val. People them not have nothing to do because them they home and bored. All them are going to have sex. I have one for unwanted baby.
The district where my family is from, you know me, born and grew up in cooperative, but where my parents is from, up in another St. Elizabeth, they close to a compound town. When 7 o'clock coming up, people remember one time I go to Jamaica, I up at the square, and a little man with the environment, and my uncle, and a couple of little man to have a drink and a chill and dance over. Okay? And let me tell you something. When we done, I say, wait, everybody gone in, even the shop, them like square, the people, them lock up and gone in, you know. I'm like, wow. Yeah, but then, when you go to Magati or Santa Cruz, there is nightlife. Santa Cruz is nice. As I party at Santa Cruz, I never leave until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Nerissa say,
and I mean,
Nerissa say, if your complexion lighter, so you get through quicker. You know, we got to talk about with the housing thing, Nerissa.
and
Them they sit well,
there is
now
a
go say them they
type,
sit
there
there
is a
still.
type
Now
of
go
opinion,
and
and she
still.
could be right in a sense because I made the comment again about I stated specifically a country, and not only Syria alone, Afghanistan and anywhere there's high-end refugee situations. I find that these people do get help quickly. I share an experience with something that I witnessed, Bamba. Two summers ago, I was downtown Toronto and I was at Nathan Phillips Square, and there was a African lady. She lived on the street, and I was so caught up and upset. Then the lady, when a lady get an argument, she had her cycle, close cycle, everything, and she go to them, ask them for supplies, and they might ignore the woman.
She have her
And
what
I
you say?
went to her,
What you say she have?
She had her cycle, and her clothes was soiled.
Oh.
And she was in a state where she needed a shower. I mean, the whole world and people are walking by. So she went to them. I was there because there were some people camped out at the time at Nathan Phillips Square because it was the time of the Black Lives Matter situation and stuff like that. And they were ignoring the African and the African lady. And I see two Caucasian individuals. I know they're refugees. And the woman just attend to them as them walk up at the spot. And I got so mad I take her arm on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't even answer me. I said, the lady is in a deplorable state. Well, as a male, I consider it deplorable because it's not like I said nothing. She's soiled all over. Her clothes need to be changed and stuff. I was so upset. So there is a tender, if you have a point there. I think some people get by more than others. But you see, the thing is, and that will be another topic. You see, the RASIC, the racism thing that trust me, that to say the word. It's dangerous in North America. Dangerous. Some people, it's cloaked. In some places in the States, they'll show it in your face. Some places, they'll cloak it. So you know it's there. And they'll do it in such a, because even renting an apartment. And it's so strange you're talking about this now. Because, Bamba, I'll tell you this. Years ago, years from in the 90s, I remember I went to a place to rent a 2-bedroom for me, my ex, and my 2 kids. And this is something that the personal that I experienced. And the guy told me he has no apartment available. It was a triplex, so it was 3 stores. I said, okay, I get one of my good friend, a white girl. I'm let me tell you the honest truth. I call the man and talk to him, and the man say yes, he have a place available. I went back there. When I went back there, he rented the place to another culture, same culture. And I went to the management. I went to because I know the people at the time and where the building was, and the owner let him go. Yes, but there's nothing they could do because he rented. So yes, there is right. Yes, and we must never ever be like ostriches and bury our head in the sand. There are a lot of things that happen in our society that people say, oh, the worst thing I ever hear people say, oh, for example, they will say, oh, slavery did old time something, man. We don't need to go back there. So why have the Old Testament and the New Testament? Why have the Old Testament? Because history is there.
Yeah.
So, it is blatant in your face.
Same
so. It is true.
So make me ask you something now. So what about food?
As in expense? Well, may I tell you, sir, this for real though. Expensive. Okay.
You talk about food already?
I like Hereford corned beef. A tin of Hereford corned beef, if I'm buying corned beef, is like $4 and change.
Well, corned beef, I'm expensive at Jamaica for total.
Eggs $3.49 per tray of 12. A loaf of bread, hard dough bread, Jamaican hard dough bread, they are looking at $6 to $7. Most Caribbean yam, $6.99 a pound. Sometimes $7 and change. Jamaica, like yellow yam. Jamaica product, sweet yam, yellow yam, dasheen, any product from Jamaica is expensive. So if you're walking away West Indian store with $100, you cannot walk out with 2 bags so easy. The major food chains, it depends on what you're purchasing.
Well, if you're going in a foreign country still, like one of them foreign country there, A-class country, and you're going to want to buy your Caribbean food, it's obvious that it's got to be expensive because it's imported.
And then too, the escalation between Russia and Ukraine, because people don't know, the Ukraine is one of the largest providers of wheat and other resources. They have land upon land upon land that they were plant wheat and exporting and stuff like that. So every time there's an escalation of hostilities in countries where they're big providers, you're gonna have a hike and a spike in food prices. So and this is sad thing about it, because we're here to learn, and anyone in the chat who think differently, feel free to say. But I think during COVID and after COVID, everything got inflated, and people use COVID as a means of wealth, greed, gain, whatever you want to call it, because it's ridiculous and it's totally not fair. Bam Bam, think about this. You have married couple, husband and wife and 2 kids, and they can hardly survive because of the way how high rent is. Remember, think about it. You're paying $2,500 for a 2-bedroom. That's a mortgage if you have good credit. And then, how can you even buy a house too anyway? Because some houses are like, if you have some $1 million house, you have to sell, say, well, Rastafari, I will get money to maintain this. Houses that are being sold for $1 million, they're not worth $1 million. They're not. But so they inflate the prices, and then the mortgage broker, no disrespect to anybody in there, we're a mortgage broker. It is ridiculous. Everybody making a killing. And I think it's all about greed. That's my personal take on it. So again, going back to the gentleman who was talking about Canada, some things he's right in and some things, unfortunately, I would say no, because when it comes to, again, the more go out or so, know where I live, but we not say that. Well, one would say, but DP or in Toronto, so that's fair on his side.
Yeah.
We not see it. They tell you, there are places apart, lots of places, lots. Right now, I live, there's this place not far from me called Old Mill. I miss them some come up, say them have, tonight them have, so them keep party and people meet and greet, like singles, and they do it almost every night. And it's a resident, and people, it's a residential neighborhood, as in the place is very classy, right? And it's for singles, and I mean, it's just down the street from where I am, So, I mean, I don't know what the reaction.
Well, the only thing him say, the gun, with the gun law is good, and crime is not bad.
And another thing I'll tell you, there are more guns even in people, in most homeowners over in Canada than some places in the States, but we don't have, some laws, some things we don't have as in the States. So, that's very good about
in Canada, you can in Canada, some place in Canada can just purchase a firearm like that.
You need license. I don't know about again.
Do you have to have license?
Myself, I stand corrected.
Do you have to have license to purchase one? Do you have to have license to purchase a firearm in Canada?
You have to have license. For some places, I don't know if it's all across Canada like that.
Okay.
But you need license. You have to, and the background check, criminal record check.
Okay.
Yes, but you're gonna find people with illegal guns, but don't rule that out, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you have to. Bam, even fishing here, you think you can take up a fish rod and was sitting on a river where run all about my place, I go at the lake and go fish. You have people that come to you and say, for sure they have fishing license. If they don't get a fishing license, if you don't have it, and you get a ticket. So there's so many things that some people in Jamaica have that you go to North America, your jaw will drop. You have to have a license to do fishing in Ontario, in the province of Ontario, because remember, we have different provinces, right? As I say, as it relates to gun law, and I think I was looking at Nerissa's comment, and she was saying something about her side. I think Nerissa is out in Calgary or somewhere, which is, Calgary is in the province of Alberta, and that's a different province from Ontario back. So every week, I don't know what it is like in other provinces, right? So
Nerissa said,
I know in Ontario you need a license.
Nerissa said the colorism widespread over there. Let me use the bathroom.
Well, you see it in the system. I mean, it's something that unfortunately in life, it's a thing that it's gonna be so hard for us to ever shake off, because they're gonna always have the people that has the superior complex and those who have an inferior complex, So that's the sad thing about it. But of course, some people do get opportunities than others, and even the influx of people from places now that are so all over the place now in Canada. Even though we miss them behave, it surprised me because some places that they own, they don't even see people of other culture working there. It just all of them, they just hire their own people. If you go to Tim Hortons now, you think you're in India. You go to most places, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I remember the last time I was in Cambridge, I was shocked because I'm like, whoa, years ago you never even find some people in a place like Cambridge and stuff like that. So you do find influx of people, all over the place. So I'm 100% sure it's really like that. Even in the workplace, even in the work environment, things happen and the way people behave, the way people treat you, some people just hide it, but it's there as we see it all the time. And that's the sad thing about it. Some people just get more opportunity. They come here and they come as refugees, they come a war-torn country, and they just make provisions for them right away. I know a hotel right now that hotel is strictly for refugees. The whole hotel is like they don't even do certain businesses there. They make money from the hoteliers. They make money from the refugees because the government has to pay for it. So what the government do is that they try to provide housing. The waiting list for an apartment, it's long, especially if you're a single person, a single male especially. You can wait up to 5-8 years. That's what they're telling you. And what also happens also if say a female is have her 2 kids or 3 kids and she's with a partner and there's spousal abuse or something going on in the home, if she goes to a shelter, they'll make every effort to ensure that she gets living facility ASAP. They focus on that. They do care about women and children.
And it don't matter the color of your skin?
Eh?
And it don't matter the color of your skin?
It depends. I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but as far as I know, it depends. Because you must remember, again, I say I stand corrected. The provinces are different, but as far as I know, I've known a situation with females who have been in abusive relationships, as in they had to leave the place, and with their kids, they have to go to shelter, and they take them like 2-3 months to get a place and give to them. Because you must remember, here's how shelter works, Bamba. So say you, Bam Bam, have a house, and you have 2-3 houses, and you have one that is a renter. You understand? If the caseworker that's dealing with that mother or that's seeking shelter, that's seeking a place for she and her kids, they will rent that house and give to her. So they might say to you, if you're a working person, pay $500, and if it's $1,200 or $1,300, the government pays the rest. That's how it works. You understand? So, and most of the buildings too that even have subsidized housing, the government pays part. Some people pay full rent, and the government pays the rest.
Well,
so there's always.
I wonder when we are gonna have that in Jamaica.
Bam Bam, let me tell you, I don't know. I don't even like to touch not to do with Jamaica because people are so thin-skinned that if you say the simplest things and you don't have negative connotations to it, people take it and twist it and turn it and say you did say something else. So this is why I try not to involve, because if you see the thing and you talk about it, it's a problem. If you don't talk about it, it's a problem. And it's just sad. It's just sad. People talk about people being thin-skinned and people this and people that.
On the thing with Jamaica.
You can't talk to nobody about anything.
All right then. This is the only thing with Jamaica with me now. Sir Derval, producer, the only thing when me can bear with some of the people them who live abroad with Jamaica, where they make it look like, they when we realize enough of the American bloggers, them don't come on them platform most of the time and talk about nothing we're going in America, nothing in the US, nothing. whether Canada, wherever them live, England, wherever, them not talk about no crime there. Them just stuff up them nose in a Jamaican crime. Lad, me afraid to come back to Jamaica. Lad, me not come back to Jamaica. Lad, Jamaica this, Jamaica that, like nothing. I am not condoling nothing bad happening in Jamaica. You understand? But them would have never, all if them here say, the boy go shoot up the people them in our church and then the police them give him KFC for burger, stop and give him Burger King. Nobody not start about it. Give him burger for eat. Nobody not talk about it. You understand? But Jamaica, you know, like nothing bad not happening nowhere else.
You
I
see,
just that me not
valid
understand.
point, and I'll tell you why. If you look at globally, North America and Europe, but mostly North America, it, one might not know, but the current population of Jamaica is like 2.9 something. I would think it reached 3 million. I stand corrected again. Living out of Jamaica, there's like another 3 to 4 million Jamaicans, either through parentage
Silver Dumpling, good
or
night.
migrate. Yeah?
No, I was saying good night to Silver Dumpling.
Migration, stuff like that. Now, no matter what you do, the focus is going to be on Jamaican because Jamaica has a global reputation through music, through culture, through whatever. Someone is always going to be focused. You understand? Yes, you do have some people that there might be scared of not exposing certain things for what reason I don't know. They might do it because there are a lot of people out there who their status is not what it should be, you know. But you're thinking they're okay and they're not. For example, years ago I remember I was working with an individual and I didn't know he wasn't who he said he was until like a year and a half when he decided to quit the place where I was working. So some people might say, well, we now criticize this, we now criticize that because maybe one day something happened, they're going to look at my platform, or they're going to do that. But yes, you have people out there that are very biased. They're very double standard when it comes to certain things. Is there a problem in Jamaica? It's before us on a daily basis. We see it, right? But not that there are things here that you don't see. For example, if you're in a confrontation here with the police, they have a body camera on. The police officers don't wear body camera. So if something happens, someone's always going to be out. And this is where I tend to differ. Because if there's a SHOOTING, I don't know if it's a program, because it's a motor program, yellow sign.
Mm.
You know, so I say, if there's that happening and the police says a shootout, people want to see proof. People that like to know, say, you know, the officer, the body camera, because they see it in the States.
Yeah.
Police shootings, you see body camera, you see what happened. These officers have been convicted. A man run through a neighbor with camera catch him. So and so happened. The man they were sent, father and his son and their friend get 100 years in prison each. One of them get double time, so he know they're in prison because he can't get parole. You understand what I'm saying? So people, there's always gonna be doubts as it comes to things that are happening. And then you see it in the media all the time. Contract unaliving. It's there blatantly in your face. So someone is gonna say, well, such and such happened and such a thing happened, and yes, we see it. But the proof is in the pudding. Do things happen in North America? Absolutely. Bam, I tell you, there's some place in the States I would never live. You're not gonna get me to live down south in the States. I wouldn't. Because I consider, I know how bad it is there, and not that it don't happen in other parts like in the northern states. But at the end of the day, it's blatantly in your face. You have places in the States that you as a person of color can't go there at night time because it's sundowning. Anybody in the chat here must have heard about that before. Because it's sundowning. You can't go to them little town there at night time as a black man. But drive through there, go stand up on a street. People pass on SHOOTEU. This is something that is known. You understand? Mm-hmm. So yes, it is there, but some people just focus on Jamaica because of Jamaica them come from and them see this and them see that and thing. You understand? But you know what? At the end of the day, you have to also be fair to yourself and say, what influence does it have on Jamaica? What influence does Jamaica play on the world globally? I mean, music, food. I mean, you name it. So people are always going to be attracted to that. People want to see things and hear things and know things about what's going on. So when they see something happen, like a mass SHOOTING or someone unalive through contract situations or blatantly in a half a crossroad, I see one where a guy ride up on a bike and you know, put on a woody for brains for a man. People are going to be uncomfortable about that. I mean, they see a lady and drive up the boulevard, 2 men on a bike drive up and unalive her. People are going to be upset about things like that. Because you must remember the populace and the density, how people live. Because people say, but in New Orleans, so and so happened. No, you cannot use the population of New Orleans compared to Jamaica, because Jamaica has a smaller population, but the level of incidences is inflated. You understand? People are committing gregarious acts, stuff that are happening that you'll say, my God, they never expect say that I reach this level when people so bold and brazen. And this is what is going on. My personal take on it, I think every police officer should have cameras on them, especially in Jamaica. That's my take and everybody's take, because it would help to quell a lot of things. I see all the demonstration, I see the comments that people make, I see what happens in communities, and then there is video. The young men that the officers have been charged for MURDER, it showed them analyzing those young men innocently, right? And it is something that's posted, so somebody can say, and me say it. Look at this one. A lady was talking and said, a policeman tell her about her BC. And she said she tell the policeman about in BC too. But yet, people don't know that, swear words that you would use about the PC and the BC, and that's a criminal act or on the criminal code, whichever it is. You understand? So those things should be thrown out.
In Jamaica, you tell one police that him would have beat you. Him would have beat you to frazzle.
It's him mother. Go ahead.
In Jamaica, you tell one police that him beat you to frazzle.
That's what I'm saying. And if you look in North America, you can tell any out police, you this, that, you be this, you do this, that, you this.
But Derva, but DP, producer, it sounds like from what Nerissa is experiencing, racism kind of turn up in Canada.
I as I said before, Nerissa, it is there. Nerissa is not wrong, but it depends on where you are and how brazen it is. Because I think someone was saying in the chat.
Because if you have to use a white person for try and get a house, that's terrible.
And I know that happened. Okay? What's that, Bam Bam?
No, I'm saying if you have to use a white person to try purchase a house, pretend like them want the house, to get a house rent. That's terrible.
I mean, there are other communities too that them know why you go in the community. People, some big culture move into some communities and the people they move out. I mean, you see, the thing is, sometimes we don't face reality. If you go certain place in Toronto, Chinatown, you go to Brampton, some areas, Indians here, Indians there, Indians everywhere. You understand? And people tend to move more to more rural areas, out of town, because it's just a thing that is just condensed. And yes, you will find people who go to buy a house and people don't want them there. Some people, because if you go park there or park side, whichever, people in chat about them here, they are certainly about they're now comfortable with you unless you have some top judge or some what they know about or stuff like that. So of course it's there. We can't be an ostrich and say it's not there.
India, Jamaica too. India, Jamaica too, because if you all listen to the radio, like say when them rent people house and stuff. Worse if you listen to a Christian station, when we listen to, hear them all the while. Christian, them are look house rent. And this is to a Christian station, so I hope a Christian company and sitting. And then blatant them tell you say, you have to be Christian. So if you even know God and true you now go to church, probably them now use you, and probably too, even though them say Christian, if you now come from for them denomination, them gonna don't even want you neither. Then I rent
Yeah,
you, so
but you know, Bam Bam, if you look at the history of
cutting all about
classism,
classism.
these
Yeah,
isms,
right under classism it
classism,
come.
racism,
Right under classism it come.
yeah, classism and all of them. If you look back, way back, those of us who are here and our parents can attest to this. To get a job in a bank in the 50s or early 60s or even late 60s, 70s, you know, you have to be light skinned. You know, just like even with the education system, if you're not
Silver
an
dumpling say
immaculate or
racism is
Andrews
a lie,
or
man.
a school or a JC or a George's, you're not smart enough and stuff like that. And so there is always this being attached to society. I mean, I've seen 3 at the top defense lawyers in Jamaica right now. They attended Old Harbour High. So the thing about it is that life has changed, common sense has changed, and how people see things have changed. And there's a revolution. When I say revolution, mental, physical
MPE, good
revolution,
night.
as in, you know, the enlightenment of people. People are no more looking at you that do you have this and me can't do this. You understand? Because remember, everyone has to be taught. The teacher is taught by someone else. The plumber, he's taught by someone else. So everyone received teaching. You understand? So no matter who you are, no matter what you do in life, there is someone that have to teach you. You know? So when you look at society and the way it is today, in our day and age, there's a different generation as it comes to society itself. I mean, they interviewed one of the greatest track stars in the history of Jamaica, and he said the neighborhood that he was living in, the people never like him and he said it, not me. He was interviewed by Mr. Cohen, and he said there were lawyers and doctors and them, and they didn't feel comfortable in living in the neighborhood. And you're talking about someone who has done well for Jamaica, as in athletics, so on. Because you know about the archeries and you know, because you know about criminology and criminal code and the sections and subsections as it relates to criminology and everything else, it means that you're better than that person. You understand? So you see, no matter what you do, you're always gonna have to find that little bitch in there. You're gonna have those who think that they're better than others. You understand? I would never, no matter what I have, because I know I've done very well academically and jobs that I've worked in, I know I was doing an exam one time or a certification. There were firemen there here in Canada. There were firemen, police officers from both OPP, Peel region, Durham region. I mean, I give them the answer. They were clueless. They now have a clue about me. I mean, sit down with them in our group and I give them the answer. Because it wasn't something that they said we couldn't give them the answer because I know they wouldn't let them pass anyway. So I basically turned it into a group discussion because I know I am knowledgeable in that area. I mean, I'm just being fair to myself. I mean, when I came to Canada, I went for an interview at an establishment, and when I presented my stuff from Jamaica to the board of directors, they said, wow, Ms. DP, we're impressed. That was the Monday. The Tuesday, they guaranteed me the job, and then the Wednesday they called me. Someone called me and said the board of directors said they had someone already. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, you guys told me I had the job. I'm just backing up what Nerissa said, right? What they did, Bam Bam, they gave the guy to a Portuguese guy, right? A white guy, Portuguese guy. He took 3 weeks later, they called me, asked me if I'm still interested. So I just hung up my phone because they gave the guy to the job and he couldn't manage it. Because he came with his resume and my resume was way better than his. I was way more experienced than he was. So they give it to him because, unfortunately, and I'm being real, he's a white guy. What am I going to do? I told the guy that called me the 2 weeks later, almost into the third week. I said, you didn't give me the job because you didn't give it to a white guy because someone inside told me. As a matter of fact, I was interviewed by 3 individuals. And one of them was who called me and told me that they gave the other 2, said, you know, we're going to use this guy. What are you going to do, Bam Bam? So, and I was very upset. So I basically almost swore to the one individual who called me and said, get off my star XY PXQY phone. Get off. And I just hung up the phone because I know I was qualified for the job. And it was for start pay, it was very good. What are you going to do? So Nerissa is right in certain aspect, certain sense as it comes to how people are when it comes to skin color because it's there. You see,
one set there, DP. Where was that Silver Dump? Where you living in Silver Dumpling, Canada or the US? You see, just Silver Dumpling said one day she walk in the in a
It happened
patient
to me too.
in a patient's room, and the nurse said she wanted another nurse. You know, because she's not gonna touch her.
Well,
That's sad, eh? In a this day and age.
it's impossible. Yeah, but if you work in nursing home or community, you get feedback. Oh boy, I tell you, listen, I went to a location one time because I was full time in a nursing home and I would work part time in the community. But I mean, this is a reasoning night. We're just a reasoning time. We feel whatever when the one come in, that's fine. And I remember I went to this gentleman. I love looking after veterans. I don't know. I have this passion for war vets. So I love looking after them. But I just acknowledge them for the service that they did and what they've been through. And I went into the home to do his care. So give him his bed bath, and, do whatever it is I had to do. And he was lying in fecal matter for how long I don't know, because it was like hardened. So I said to the wife, how long has he been in the fecal matter? And she said, I don't know, I don't care, and that was so sad. And after I fixed everything, did what I had to do, change sheet, because trust me, good like that when it comes to even the bed bath and changing them in the bed. I mean, Silver Dumpling and nurses in here, start out the thing nice. She come upstairs and she stand at the doorway and she cried. She said, oh my God, you surprised me. So I said, why are you surprised? She said she didn't think I was qualified or was able to do what I was doing. But that was the first time I got this gentleman. You understand what I'm saying? And she was not black. She was not Indian. She was not Chinese. But I know there was something there. So we as individuals, especially in healthcare, you experience it. Do you understand? So everything that you do in life, there's always, in North America, you cannot. I take things this way. I deal with you and I work with the program, and if I see something that I identify immediately, I back away from it. That's the way I am. Because I'm not gonna be in an environment where I'm comfortable. It ain't gonna happen. You understand? So yes, you do experience it, and yes, living in certain neighborhoods, and yes, buying houses. Yes, it is there. Some of these brokers, they lie to you and tell you a story and draw a card from you, because some of them are going to they know the community, where they list the house for sale. And if it's all of this and all of that, I mean, I know an individual from the east, you understand, that have 6 houses on one street in a Brampton. And the man are black and the man are white and the man are Chinese. So if it's, I don't know what they're talking about. In one of 6 houses on the street. You understand? So, and they unfortunately talk about even white people. For them Indian people, they ever live amongst them, they never like it. I know a gentleman from Guyana who lived in one of their neighborhoods, and they thought he was from India. And when they find out say my Guyanese, I met the man a businessman in doing things, and they might go like say, something wrong with him. So you'd be surprised to know, Bam, that a lot of these cultures, as much as they say them, they be like we, them can't even take we, and some of them go places, them have a harder time. If every Tim Martins now you go, you see them inside it. But I sometimes when I'm out on the road, there's one place that I stop, and every time I said I want a medium coffee, 2 sugar, 2 milk, nobody said double, because I don't want them give me cream. But if I go there 10 times in a week, or 4, 6, 7, 8 times, I'm telling you, half of the time they give me cream instead of milk, and I don't take cream in my coffee. I'm going to throw it away. Right? Me drink cream, I think one night I Silver Dumpling, I talk about go into the washroom, it start run the belly. So me no drink cream in a coffee. And they make mistake all the time.
I peer cream I want in my coffee, me. Peer cream I like in my coffee.
Yeah. When you go places, when you go to places, they pack up in the air. English, or they even talk about that. You want to hear when some of them call you about any matter. I had a problem one time when I used to use Rogers cable. And I had an issue with the cable, and a girl called me. And you know what? I politely said to her,
one second, if you choose Silver Dumpling, if you choose them and Chinese, I think they're more racist than white. Yeah.
Of course. Silver dumpling
It's
is
just that the
unborn,
white
but
people
that's why
them
we say,
are violent
me always
with
say-
racism. They are violent with it. Them not violent with it,
And then,
but them more racist to me.
of course. But don't big up yourself here because I see them here. They come and work with them. Hey, you know, call them one end about the that before. Remember me, I work with one, you know. I remember I had a
But most of the brown Indian them silver dumpling are bleach, them bleach. Bleaching cream selling advertising in India. Like oh it advertise bread at Jamaica. I bleach them bleach. And them full of racism amongst them one another too. The poor can mix with the rich. And the darker complexion don't mix with the lighter complexion and bleach them bleach.
I want to tell you something. They have that country have a history that you would not believe in about. So they have what in that country what is called a caste system. CASTE. Just like it have rich and poor. So people use people. And trust me, if you ever see out in some places how they live the poor, you see all the train at the train track,
Yeah.
and people just stoop down there so I have a bowel movement and up here. You understand what I'm saying? Some things that you see sometimes it would shock you. But then if you go to the northern part that are close to like China, I mean even Tibet or up in those countries, those parts, I mean they look totally like Chinese or they're mixed. And the original people of India, they're way up, like they're light skin and look different. Because you have to remember that, I mean, these countries are mixed with so many different people. But let me tell you, look at Silver Dumpling comment. Yes, them think them white, not for them. Trust me. You understand? Another thing with them,
Them have the biggest racism. Them big in a
jump on
racism.
one bus. You want to jump on one bus with them, talk about personal hygiene, big gungo peas without rice. You don't want to jump on a bus with them. You have to, I tell you, say, maybe you have to keep one fix with you and put on their nose. And I'm being honest with you. Anybody will travel with them, you have to tell me a bus driver friend will tell you, say, sometimes when they come on the bus, they tell you, say, like that. It's like I want to skunk spray them. Yeah. And both male and female, they don't use roll-on and them something. Just the body, you know, the food. And some people say the type of food that them eat, like the curry and the stuff like that.
Silver dumpling
It's
say
true.
thousands of years ago, long time ago. Years ago, Indians, black Indians used to they come from they used to live in Africa.
You'd have to have a different program one night, and we have
We
an
never
education
do.
class.
We never know so them did their Africa too.
Bam, please, look here. Let me tell you something. Africa has strong influence as far as you would think about Japan. If you go and do research and look at ancient Japanese, you understand? There's so much that people don't know. There are islands right now in the Pacific, where even the Indian themselves, the people don't go on that island, the Simile Islands, because these people them just live this thing like from ancient times. A lot of cultures that are mixed with blacks been traveling. You must think about trade routes, you know. Before all this hype with slavery, there were people traveling all over the world. Listen, as I say again, that would be another night, but do you think the Romans were powerful because they were all Italians? Absolutely not. The Romans had soldiers from every country throughout the world. Because if they occupy a country, of course they're going to take natives from the country as for manpower. So if they're in Libya or Tunisia or Morocco or Greece, wherever they are throughout the world, of course they're going to recruit men to be in the army because they can't have Romans would have from Italy to do all the work. So that's how the recruitment is. Just like the US that has nations from everywhere. That's how the Roman army was. So, you know, let me tell you, I respect you ladies. So I like people that do research and can bring up some of these things because everything that we do, it's educational. We learn from these things. Because if you tell some people that they wouldn't believe, we're not black people. You have people in India right now. You have black people living in India. You have a part of India that is black. Black people live there. The same thing applies to the Philippines. You understand? In Vietnam, in China, there are parts of region in China that is only that over time people intermingle, and you know, generally, certain things kind of change, but people intermingle and have traveled globally throughout the world. So, and I kudos to Silver Dump and there is everyone else in the chat who can observe these things and see these things, because a lot of things people wouldn't even, I mean, who do you think taught Europeans about personal hygiene? Think about this, because I say Europeans because we don't want to call a specific country, because cutting up a country with name and this and that. Back in those days, you had the Saxons, the Gauls, the Ostrogoths, the Burgundians, the Franks, all these tribes. A lot of people never appeared. None of them hardly ever go take a shower. They just live wild and just live a certain lifestyle, and they not care. Remember, there was the Black Plague that killed thousands of people. Back in England, anyone can tell you, and I'm sure people here have gone through high school and have done. If you can go and check the history of it, people used to go out the window with a chamber pack and just toss the pee, feces, pee, everything out the door in the walkway, on the street. People get diseases and all these things. A lot of them Africans start going to not Europe and these places. A lot of them, that's how they learn personal hygiene. A prominent queen of England, she only used to shower, I think, twice a month or twice a week. I don't think she did twice a week. I think it's twice a month. So she do wipe up, dry wipe, whatever, right? But a lot of Europeans didn't even know about personal hygiene. They were taught about personal hygiene. I mean, I'll take it back because we know that. That is documented proof. Even in healthcare, look at the way they draw for people of color as CNAs or PSWs, healthcare aides, whatever. Because one thing you can tell people, if you find a black man or a black woman when nasty, just nasty. You understand? Because when it comes to hygiene, I tell you, trust me, that people, that's one thing we know, so you're not there with them with that. And their food, you understand, and them lifestyle, or them live and everything there. One thing we can tell you, and we see it all the time. But of course, the other aspect of it is, I mean, I was seeing a little thing on YouTube where this white girl, she went to a black household that had a cookout, and she was loving the food so much she keeps saying, But some people just throw one piece of chicken, sprinkle some salt on it, and them eat it, and them good like that. You understand? So, it is what it is. So something is just a reality that we have to deal with in life. And unfortunately, we find that, so, as I was saying, I was working with an individual one time, and I said to one girl that I trained, I said, listen, honest to God, anytime you need full time, trust me, I'll put in a word for you because you deserve to be full time. And this other individual is a full time worker. And a ball says she think she give me a tap. So, but me never have no conversation. And she was from that side too. She could have been, she have talk. She had gone like say me, and I said me that I wasn't talking to you, so how you get into this? Oh, I heard you talking, and I thought it was me talking, so I say I didn't know you and I have a problem. So how you get fear cry, then lie and wicked there. Please, tell us
Oi.
Eh?
No, me say, whoa, I Silver Dumpling, comment me I read and I laugh. With the man.
Afraid of them, man. Afraid of them.
From
Some people
Egypt.
be going to workplace and see enough of them. And then, if you work with fellow Jamaicans, I don't know that they are talking a little patois and so. Some of them, why you that? And then when next time you see them, they must speak in their language, then hello, or whatever they call it. Whatever name they say. That them always are speaking up in their language, but they have a problem with that. You understand? And so, you just sometimes it makes you wonder, and they're critical of everything they're critical of. So it is true. I know a gentleman who had a gas station, and he had black and white in there. And the Indian man who buy the gas station from him, who take it over, don't even, you know how many young people like, so them have a little job, a little thing to build up themselves and things like that. You understand? And if you go to mountains in Brampton, yes, there's an influx of Indians, but at the same time, you're supposed to have fair hiring practices. You have to look good to see one white person in there or one black person in there. You understand? You get the idea itself. And the Chinese, them do it too. You got Chinatown, Leslie and Highway 7. That's the Bamba Flags to Canada. But there's an area where some
Yeah, don't
people
take
have been their business for some And yet,
Like me
we are
live
the
in
only culture
Canada.
that will hire anybody, eh?
For real, yeah, go on like me live in Canada.
Yeah, but let's say if we have a business as Jamaicans, we hire everybody. When me used to have my app now, what's me just gonna buy door and tell say you not come in and you should come in and you not come in. And that was it at the night is that. So when you come in there, the thing is a little UN. We have Somalian, we have Eritrean, we have white, we have native Indian, we have everybody. But we just couldn't bother. We used to have after hours every Friday night, from Friday to Sunday night, place turn up. Everybody in the think a United Nation today. That was 990 still. But as I said, we West Indians are even more accepting than a lot of cultures. A lot. You know? Even Jamaican, yes, I go to Europe, people, are different, but it doesn't say certain things is not there. I just feel that my personal take on it, I would rather live in, say, Canada, live in France, or live in Germany than, say, live in England. Because of the history that I know and how they've treated people. And no matter what people say, that is my take on it. And even say, I wouldn't say live in France forever and ever, and I would say live in Germany forever, but I just think that they have a different take. Yes, someone would say, but what about Hitler's time? That I understand. But at the end of the day, we are travelers, so we that's their place for a long period of time. Yeah. And at the end of the day, nowhere to me like Canada. That's just my take on it. And yes, the gentleman is right about taxes. It is high. But I don't know, I just feel comfortable. I feel comfortable in my zone. I mean, I would never be living in Chicago or certain place in the States. And I'm here already, and me feel nice. Some of me go up on the park close by me, and we go sit down there. We never left off on the bench till about 5 o'clock in the morning. We just chill, watch traffic, and drive by. I watch stuff on my phone, and the outside was nice. I wouldn't run that risk of cards in the States. I wouldn't. I mean, in all fairness, the way I see some things, even with the police officers in the States, they think you can go to Canada and walk to your house or your driveway and police can stop you, ask you where you are, you live here or stuff like that. Unless there's a B&E, you understand? If there's a B&E, that's different.
Police walk with gun in Canada?
They're going to respond to it. So if they see you on the street, they're going to want to know, where do you live here, so and so. See in America, when I walk down the road, police are stop them and harass them. They pull them over. I'm not saying it don't happen still to in places, but really and truly, I can't handle that. We will lose.
Officers in Canada walk with firearm.
Yes, of course. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Anyway, look for a Sam. Look for a Sam. I feel sleepy.
Do what?
Now I say look for something for read. I feel sleepy.
Yes, man. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's okay. You see, madam, this man even fake the other. Oh, God. I tell you, me used to their own one. It smell like poor pig. They're at it. I ram me with bean at the head. We don't know boy. My mom there.
Hey,
rice.
Your mom green like the grass.
No, stop. Wicked, man. Wicked. Yeah, okay.
Old man, they tell what man say, mom green like the grass.
Give me a psalm. So a long time you guys have never given me a psalm. Tell me a psalm.
They never drop asleep.
I'm going to scratch my spot.
As soon 11 o'clock. Wow, and now look fine.
Think we are idiot. Scratch you want to scratch my back. Give me a psalm, the ladies. If I don't pin or Nerissa or anybody, give me a psalm.
Oh God, this man don't even know how to use deodorant. You walk around smelling like a bag of onions. Oh my God. I wanted to ask him, what part of Caucasian are you? But I was going back to colonizers when brown slaves had life better.
Yeah, that's true.
By working in the house. Yeah. I saw it go with Danny. With Danny White man there grip off Grape of doom and them. They know say for them pitney too. And the Caucasian one them work inside. They get preference.
Again, Bam Bam.
Eh?
Bam Bam, again, I tell you, one night you have to have an education class because I love the comment that I'm seeing. Nerissa, big up yourself. Silver, don't big up yourself. Because these are things that I have said to you one time when you were talking about cheating. And I said to you, there were black men that were never, ever used to work the field. They were studs. And that's why I say to people all the time, sometimes people talk about the promiscuity of black men. Something is like an inherent gene. And yes, you had the slave owners that they not considered you. You were property. So they were allowed to do whatever they want to do with you. I did a paper once when I was doing a program that I had to do a paper on a slave that was a stud. He fathered 265 children and he still ended up being freed from slavery, married, and had 9 kids with his wife. Now, if one was to think about this, this man
a breeder.
But this is why I tell you why people are living with relatives and they do not know. That's for another time.
Another time. Come on, sleep.
So we don't want to go into that.
Sleep a bite me.
I know. Okay, so here what? Now let us read a psalm. I'll read Psalms 20. Let's see. I'll read Psalms 24. I'll read Psalms 24. The earth is the Lord's and its fullness, the world and those who dwell therein. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the waters. Who may ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who may stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul to an idol, not sworn deceitfully, he shall receive blessings from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is Jacob, the generation of those who seek him, who seek your face. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be lifted up, your everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and lift them up, your everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts, he is the King of glory.
Amen and amen.
Jesus Christ, who fellowship of the Holy Spirit, and life of us all. Now and forever. Amen. Have a good night, Mama. Go on your bed.
You too.
And enjoy the rest of your evening. We now call the name. Just say bless up each and every one night, chat.
You're not supposed to call no name. You just say good night. Well, just you can't call names who live in the chat.
All right. Anyway, big up your nice. Say each and every one night, chat.
Yes, bless up. I don't know, one piece of sleep just drop in my body, so. Me like drop in my eye then. Just a while ago. Boom. All right, people, bless up yourself. Good night. Remember to pray before you go to bed. Yes, it is very important to pray before you go to bed. Because God is going to sustain you through the darkness of the night. All right. Bless up yourself and peace out. And thank you guys for coming. All right.